Today, let's talk about the Eni-Oxford African Scholarships at the University of Oxford, at specifically the Side Business School, okay? If this is the first time you are watching any video on this channel, you are gladly welcome. You are definitely going to find a video worth watching. Kindly hit on the subscription button for me and then the post notification so that as and when I release a new video, you would be notified. Let's get into the video. So this scholarship is for those who want to study a master's in business administration at the University of Oxford. So right now we are on the homepage and we would be navigating very soon. But before then, I just have to let you know that all the relevant links are going to be in the description so that navigation and then application is very easy for you. Okay, so now let's talk about the Eni-Oxford Africa Scholarships. Yeah, so this is an overview of the scholarship. This scholarship is funded by the International Integrated Energy Company, Eni, okay, with a strong presence in the continent, which supplies more than half of the company's crude oil and natural gas production. Africa for Eni is the past, the present, and the future. Eni has a long tradition of supporting scholarships to reinforce the company's expertise in its business areas. Eni works with the most prestigious national and international universities, including Oxford University, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, and leading Italian universities. Okay, so now let's look at the scholarship details. Okay, so the value of the scholarship is going to cover the course fees, that is your tuition fees, and it's also going to give you a grant for living cost and then one return airfare. Okay, so your tuition fees are going to be taken care of. Also, you are going to be giving grants for living costs, that is your monthly stipend, and also your air ticket. Okay, so one return airfare, your air ticket to and from your country. Okay, so the number of scholarships available are up to 2 scholarships. So now let's look at the eligibility criteria. Okay, candidates must be ordinarily resident in one of the African countries in which Eni operates. Okay, so this is it. You are eligible for this scholarship if you come from Algeria, Angola, Egypt, Ivory Coast, Kenya, Libya, Morocco, Mozambique, Congo Brazzaville, Tunisia, and Rwanda. Okay, so if you are interested in applying for a master's in business administration and you come from any of the countries that I have mentioned and have been listed here, then you are eligible. I'm sorry for my Ghanaians and Nigerians, but this scholarship is not applicable to you. Okay, so now let's look at the selection criteria. High aspiring and high potential African MBA candidates who can contribute to better leadership and governance of the continent. Okay, and then it is awarded on the basis of academic excellence demonstrated through degree results, GMAT or GRE score, previous university prizes and awards, and other academic achievements. Okay, so how to apply? No additional application is required. Oxford University will use the details you supply in your MBA application form to determine your eligibility. Okay, so then we would be looking at how to apply for the MBA course at Oxford University before we finish this video. Okay, so the deadline, there is no fixed application deadline for these scholarships. All eligible offer holders will be considered after each MBA admissions deadline. However, we cannot guarantee the availability of scholarships in our late application stage. Okay, so there's no deadline. The deadline is geared towards your MBA application. Okay, so we would look at the application in a jiffy. Okay, so you can read more about others who have won the scholarships, and then yeah. So now let's look at how you can apply for an MBA course at Oxford University. Mind you, once you are granted admission to study business administration at Oxford University, then you can be eligible for the Eni-Oxford African Scholarship if you come from any of the countries that I mentioned earlier on. So the Oxford University is looking for candidates with intellectual curiosity and drive required to succeed in a demanding and thought-provoking environment. Okay, so now let's look at the application process. Okay, so submit your online application form. Okay, meeting the application requirements by your chosen application date. Okay, so let's look at the documents that you would need. First, you would need your full academic transcript and then a one-page CV containing relevant professional experience. Also, you would need GMAT or GRE score report, and also you need an English test if required. We will be looking at the English test waiver very soon. And then you also need 2 professional or academic references, and then a supporting statement that is like your letter of motivation or statement of purpose. And then you need an online assessment, and then a completed online application form along with a 150 £150 application fee. So there's an application fee for this course, which is £150. Okay, so applications for the class of 2024 to 2025 are open with the following deadlines. So the deadline for stage 1 has elapsed. The deadline for stage 2 has also elapsed. So I'm here to talk about the third deadline for stage 3. That is Wednesday, 20th March 2024. So you have up to Wednesday, 20th March 2024 to apply for your MBA and to be considered for the Eni-Oxford African Scholarship. Okay, after you can read about how you can prepare for the interview. So we can look at the English language test waivers. Okay, so even if your country is not recognized as a majority English speaking country from the Home Office, you can still apply for English test waivers. Okay, so at the discretion of the academic department, the requirement to provide English language test scores may be waived. Okay, so you may apply for a waiver if you have completed or are currently completing a degree level course that is full-time, at least 9 months in duration, undertaken at a recognized institution where teaching and assessment throughout the course is undertaken entirely in English, and completed with a gap of no more than 2 academic years to the course to which you are applying. Okay, so if you studied this course in a country that is not majority English speaking, you will need to upload evidence on the supporting documents page of the form that the course was taught in English. Okay, this can either take the form of a link to the page of the institution's website which confirms the course was taught in English, or a statement from the institution confirming this. You may also apply for a waiver based on substantial professional experience if you have worked for a minimum of 2 years in a majority English speaking country where the main language for the role was English. Your role involved daily professional use of each of the 4 language components: reading, writing, listening, and speaking. You worked in an appropriately technical context to demonstrate the ability to communicate effectively in an academic environment, and your role has ended no more than 2 years before the start date of the course to which you are applying. Okay, so let me just break this down in simple terms for you. The thing is, Oxford University, they recognize the English-speaking countries that are on the UK Home Office page. Okay, and with that, a lot of African countries, although they speak English, are not on that home page. Okay, so with this in mind, most of the countries that I mentioned earlier, if you are coming from any of those countries, then you might need to supply an English language test score. Okay, but then this is the English language test waiver that you can apply for, and then you just need evidence from your university stating that you were taught in English. Okay, so something like an English proficiency letter, and then you are good to go. Okay, so that is it. So now let's go straight to the application portal. Okay, so if this is your first time, you just create your account, and once you click on create your account, you register your application, and then you start your online application, and with that you are good to go. You can apply and be considered for the Eni-Oxford African Scholarship. I wish you all the best in your application, and I'll definitely catch you on the flip side. Stay blessed, and I'm out.